welcome to my new little vlog. Right, I've just finished this beautiful bespoke tailored jacket for a client of mine. Now, the last thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to press it. It's going to take me probably up to 2 hours to press, and I use a very old traditional way. I'll get 3 lots of cloths, cotton, and cut out. This is like this actually was used for pocketing in trousers. So I've got this, and I'll get my little jug of water, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just wet it. See what I'm doing now, and get the camera to show you what I'm doing. So as you put 3 rags, that's all wet. That's already wet. So I'll get 3 of them. That's already wet. Not too wet, but pretty damp. And then what I do is just, you can see, put it in a little jug of water, and I squeeze it. So it'll still be wet, very damp. And this is the traditional way, because what happens, a lot of people use, I mean, this is an industrial iron, so this is heavy. And I've got a very heavy iron, somewhere I'll show you that. But this is a pretty heavy industrial iron. What happens to steam here, it dissipates into the fabric, but it actually disperses on top of the fabric. It doesn't go into the real depths of the fabric. So we need to get really into the fabric. So the only way to do that is, and you'll get it'll be pressed perfectly, is get a damp cloth, as you can see. And then here I'm doing the sleeve on this, so I'll just get the sleeve. So this actually sleeve is on my donkey. We call it a donkey in the trade. It's an old sleeve board, but it's perfectly good still. And this actually edge here, this actually sleeve, top of the crown, is going to butt against that. And that's what I do. So you can see what I'm going to do now to get this jug of water out there. So I put it against the edge. You can see that's right against the edge now, and the width of it is exactly fine. That's what you want. And I'm going to just press this here down to there. Now on these cuffs, I've got a turn back cuffs, so I'm going to use a sleeve board for that. So I'm going to go in. This is what we call sleeve board. I got this from my old tailor actually. So I'm going to insert this into the sleeve afterwards. So we put that first, and this, once I've finished pressing the jacket, I will repress the sleeve again. So I'll actually be pressing the sleeve twice during the pressing stages. Now this makes or breaks the jacket. You've got to press it perfectly, the whole jacket. And this is why one of my tailors, he uses this, the more superfine fabric it is, the longer it's going to take. So he can use a super 140s to 200s, and it takes him 3 hours to press a jacket. This can take me on average around 2 hours. So it's got to be perfect. And once it's perfect, it'll sit on him perfectly as well. It's been cut for him perfectly. So you can see what I'm doing. So I've put this against, I've butted this against my sleeve board now. It's totally against my crown. And then I'll get my wet rag, which I've already, you can see what I've done. And then I'll place it on top, and I'm going to, see, this is what we call dry pressing. So I'm not going to steam it. The steam will actually, has been generated from the wetness of the rag. And once that's dry, so I don't want to bore you everyone, once that's dry, I move on to the next section, you see? And that penetrates right into the actual fabric itself. So this is the most superior way when you are pressing things, everyone, okay? So this is going to take me up to 2 hours. So this is what I'll do, and I'll actually press on the edge of the sleeve crown as well, because there's slim sleeve wadding in this, so I want that to be nice, not sticking out. So it's got to lie flat how I put it in. And then what I do after, once I've pressed this down here, then I'll use my sleeve board. You can see the sleeve board. So that's inserted into the sleeve here. You can see. And then I'll continue pressing, and I'll turn the sleeve around and press underneath with the sleeve board in as well. Let's quickly show you that. So I'll just continue that. That's what I do. This is how real bespoke tailors will actually press. Majority of them, they'll use this method. It's a very old traditional method, but it works better than a steam iron. So, and then you just keep that, and then you put your weight as well onto it. You want a bit of weight. The old irons were like, I think, 10 pounds, 12 pounds, and I do have one over there. I've still got a very heavy iron. It's like going to the gym and having a workout. So you do that, put a bit of weight on, move on to the next section. See, it's all dry now, and I'll keep carrying on, and then that will ensure this sleeve will actually be perfect. So I'll see you as I finish this jacket, and I'll just say to everyone, stay well, be happy, ciao.